And welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video we are going to study Ind AS 115 step 1. So along with concepts we are also going to do questions because that's the best way of learning Ind AS 115. बस खाली concepts देखे तो you cannot retain it for a longer period and you will also understand it better way once you do the questions. So I say material में we are having like 9 questions, 9 illustrations. We are covering all the 9 illustrations here and along with concepts. So let's get started. So at least 10 to 12 marks each and every attempt में रहता है. And then not just that, even for practical point of view also know, as a chartered accountant you should be knowing how to recognize revenue. Revenue is one of the most important element in P&L. So let's get started. So first question talks about, New Way Limited enters into an arrangement for a promised consideration of 12,50,000. Okay, at the contract inception, New Way Limited expects that it may not be able to collect the full amount of customer. Okay, every time when a company enters into a contract with a customer, no, it will assess whether that customer will be able to pay the full amount or not. Okay, and then it will recognize revenue. Suppose company ko laga ki that person will be able to pay 80%, then it will assess. Okay, it will see the customer's financial statements, credit rating, and assess whether that person will be able to pay the amount or not. Agar company ko laga ki he will not pay this 20%, then company will recognize only 80%. Our company conclude kara ki he will pay this 20% also, then company will recognize entire 100% as its revenue. I hope you understood this point. Chalo, please read once this. No, तो यहाँ पे important wordings is company will assess whether collectability is probable, and also it will see the ability and intention of the customer to pay the amount, and then only it will recognize revenue. Fine. Now let's go to the second question. Second question talks about, like, I took a membership in a gym. Okay, now I can cancel that membership after 3 months. Okay, if I cancel within the first 3 months, no, I should pay certain charges, and my gym owner or coach will also have right to collect penalties and charges from me if I cancel it within a period of first 3 months. But after 3 months, no, I can cancel it, walk away without paying any charges. So यहाँ पे enforceable rights and obligation is there only for a period of 3 months. Okay, so the contract term is also 3 months. Once go through this, you will understand. Okay, before going to the fourth question, no, we will see these concepts. Okay, now I entered into 2 or 3 contracts with the same customer. Okay, whether I should combine all the contracts as a single contract or treat them separately. So standard says is, if any of these 3 conditions are satisfied, no, if any of these 3 conditions are satisfied, then you can treat them as a single contract. Okay, we will see one by one. Contracts are negotiated as a package with a single commercial objective. Okay, I have negotiated it as a package with a single commercial objective. So I'll help you understand with an example. Let's take an example, this machinery and maintenance. Okay, I am selling machinery and also I am giving maintenance services for the next 2 years. Okay, यहाँ पे मैं machinery को sell कर रहा, that is one contract. Providing them maintenance services, that is another contract. But यहाँ पे commercial objective क्या है? Selling of machinery. Okay, it's a single commercial objective. ठीक है, then these 2 contracts, no, you can show them as a single contract and recognize revenue. Okay, now we will see this illustration. Manufacturer of airplanes. Okay, Air Force negotiates a contract to design and manufacture. Okay, first one is to design and manufacture a new fighter planes. Okay, at the same meeting he entered into a separate contract to supply parts. Okay, first one is to design and manufacture, and then the second one is to supply parts. यहाँ पे आपको समझ में आना चाहिए कि the both are 2 different performance obligations. Okay, यहाँ पे first obligation is to design and manufacture, and then the other obligation is to supply parts. And then if you see, they both appear to have a separate commercial objective. Okay, they both do not appear to have a single commercial objective, and then they're not dependent also, they're not dependent on one another. They do, but they appear to have a separate commercial objective. And then planes and parts are not single performance obligation, there are 2 performance obligations. So these points you have to write it in the answer. See, by looking at the question itself, you need to understand whether it is a single commercial objective or separate commercial objective. If it is a single commercial objective, you will combine them into a single contract and recognize revenue. यहाँ पे तो it is a separate commercial objective, they both are not dependent on each other, right? So that's the reason we will treat them as a separate commercial objective. Once go through the answer, you will understand. Now the third point is, second one is, consideration in one contract depends on the price or performance of the other one. Okay, चलो इसका example ये 6th one है. Okay, consideration in one contract depends on the other contract. चलो let's see what 6th one says. Manufacturer M enters into a contract to manufacture and sell cybersecurity to government related entity P. First, it entered into a contract to sell it to government entity P. And then 1 week later, no, in a separate contract, it entered into a contract to sell the same system to government entity related entity Q. Entity P के साथ contract करा, now entity Q के साथ भी contract करा, and both the entities are controlled by the same government. Okay, due to negotiations, M agrees to sell at a deep discount. Now, for example, I'll give you. I went to purchase one product. He is ready to sell me at 100. One product into 100 is 100 rupees. Ideally, for two products, कितना होना चाहिए? It should become 200. But he's saying, if I purchase two products, no, he'll give me at 80 rupees. That is 160. So 200 से लेके 160, there is 40 rupees I'm getting discount. Okay. Now, price of this one product is also dependent on the price of the other contract. You understood? So they both are related. In that case, no, both contracts should be combined into a single contract. I hope you understood this point. Even in our question 6 also, no. First entity P के साथ it entered into a contract. Okay. First entity P के साथ it entered into a contract, and then 1 week later, no, entity Q भी आ गया, and then उन दोनों को ना discount दिया. Yeah, by looking at that discount, no, you should see कि they both are having a single commercial package. Okay, it negotiation has been done as a single commercial package, and then they got that discount. So now, because of which they both are treated as a single contract. Okay, I hope you understood, and just go through the answer once, you will be able to understand. Abhi last wala point hai. This one talks about goods and services promise leading to single performance obligations. Okay, now directly we will understand this with example. Okay, now it is a software company. It sold software to its customer B. 3 days later, no, in a separate contract, it is also providing consultancy services to significantly customize the license to software to customer B's IT environment. I sold the software. यहाँ पे काम खत्म नहीं हुआ. I should also customize that software in such a way that it fits in my customer's IT environment. Okay. So for that, I'm providing customization services. First thing is that I sold the software. Now I'm giving customization services. But यहाँ पे ultimately what I'm doing, I'm only selling the software. Okay. All the services is leading only to a single performance obligation, that is to sell the software. So in that case, all these contracts, that is customization and then selling of software, this both should be treated as a single contract. I hope you understood this point. Single performance obligation. Chalo, fifth one is also done. Now there's a new concept. Okay, this is modification. First one I'll help you understand is that there's an increase in scope. Example, first I entered into a contract to construct 2 floors, and then my customer is asking me to construct even the 3rd floor. For this 3rd floor, he's saying that I'll give you a 50 lakh rupees. So there's an increase in scope, that is 3rd floor, and then there's a standalone price also, that is 50 lakhs. So the standard says, जो पहले contract enter करा ना first 2 floors को, don't touch that contract. Let it continue the way it is continuing. Now for the new one, that is the increased scope one, that is for the 3rd floor, recognize it as a separate contract. Clear, no? Now we will see an example here. First, entity promised to sell 120 products, 1000 rupees, 1,20,000. Okay, 120 products for 1000 rupees. Total consideration हो गया 1,20,000. Okay ना? चलो. And this have to supply, and this 120 products have to supply over a period of 6 months. Okay. Now entity has transferred 60 products. 60 products transfer कर दी entity. Okay, balance कितना बच गया, और 60 बच गया. Done. Now there's a modification in the contract. They're saying not just this 30, please deliver us 130 products. Total products is 150 identical products. Okay, earlier it was 120. Now they want additional products also. Okay, now they want additional 30. Okay, price is also given. For the 30, the price is 950. Okay, 30 into 950. Okay, now there's an increase in scope. First of all, this 120 products and this 30, they both are distinct. Okay, they are not same. First point, they both are distinct. Second point is there's an increase in scope, that is 30 products additionally we are selling. And then for increase in scope, no, there is standalone selling price also 950. So the standard says don't touch this 60. As and when you sell this 60 products, no, recognize revenue. Okay, but for this 30 products, no, create a new contract. I hope you understood this point. Chalo. Once go through the answer, no, it will be easy. There's nothing in that, you know. Accordingly, the contract modification for additional 30 products, a new and separate contract for future product that does not affect the accounting of the existing contract, and 950 products for 30 products is a new contract. Okay, 950 per product for the 30 products is the new contract. Okay, and it should not affect the earlier contract. Chalo. Remaining goods and services are distinct. Now this also we should understand with an example. Remaining goods and services are distinct बोल रहा, ठीक है. See this here. 1st April entered into a contract with Mr. K to provide a machine for 2.5 million. They are providing a machine. Chalo, done. 1 year maintenance services also they are giving 55,000 per month. On 1st October, KLC Limited and Mr. K agreed to modify the contract to reduce the amounts of services from 55,000 per month to 45,000 per month. Now, first thing you have to understand is that whenever this maintenance services are provided, suppose if maintenance services are provided every day, customer is getting benefit every day. So today I have provided services, customer got benefits today. Tomorrow I'll provide some services, customer will get benefit tomorrow. So the standard says whatever services that are provided today are distinct from the services that are provided tomorrow. In the same way, whatever services that are provided in the first month are distinct from the services that are provided in the second month. Why? Because customer is getting benefit as and when you provide the service. First, say let's take an example of our auditing only. Customer will get benefit when once you give the audit report. As and when no job 1 month 2 months you go and do audit, no, customer is not getting benefit anything out of it. Customer will get benefit only when the audit report is given in the end. Okay, so here in this maintenance services, no, he is getting benefit every day. That's the reason it's a series of distinct services that are provided by the company to the customer. Okay, now in case of modification, I'll draw a timeline here. This is for a period of 12 months. Okay, first 55,000 was the contract. Okay, 1st October matlab 6th month mein. So this is 1st October. Okay, here there is a modification. Okay, they are saying ki it is no more 55,000, it is 45,000 from now on. Okay, there is a reduction in price. Now we have to see whether the services provided are distinct or not. We have concluded saying that whatever services provided here are different from the services provided here. So in case of distinct services, no, treat that the earlier contract has come to an end. Terminate the earlier contract, terminate isko karo, and then create a new contract. That is 45,000 per month into 6, which comes to 2,70,000. इसको terminate कर दो. यहाँ तक 55,000 into 6 you have recognized revenue. You are not doing any changes to it. ठीक है, that is fine for the first 6 months. And for the next 6 months, यहाँ से इसको terminate कर दिया. For the next 6 months you have terminated it and created a new contract saying 45,000 into 6 is 2,70,000. Fine. That is what even in the answer it is given. 2,70,000 consider allocated remaining. Once you go through the answer, you will understand. And then the last point is remaining goods are not distinct. Remaining after the modification, no, in this example we saw ki, they both are distinct. Now if they both are not distinct, what you will do? Now let's understand that also with an illustration. See, first it's a project. It's an infrastructure project. Okay, infrastructure project. Earlier what happened is they decided approximately it will take 200 hours in total to complete the project and charge us 150 per hour. Okay, earlier 200 into 150 it amounts to 30,000. Now after incurring 100 hours ho gaya. Now you will recognize revenue for that also. Growth limited and recognize revenue for 100 hours. Keep that thing once aside. Now growth limited and customer agree to change the aspect of the project and increase the estimate of labor hours by 50 hours at the rate of 100 per hour. Now they are increasing more 50 hours. Earlier it was how much? 200 hours. Now they are increasing by 50 hours. And 50 hours ko they are saying 100 per hour. Okay. Did the customer get benefit at any point of time? No. He'll get benefit only when this infrastructure project is completed. Only when the project is completed, no, he'll get the benefit. See, now modification 50 into 100. Labor hours increased by 50 and per rate is 100. Now you add those two. it becomes 35, it becomes 250. So this is the balancing figure. Okay, 140 is the balancing figure. Okay, now 100 hours are done, right? So 100 hours, what, how, at what rate it was recognized as revenue? 150. It was recognized as 150 because earlier rate was 150. So they have recognized revenue as 15,000. Now revenue to be recognized is only 150 after modification. So this is called cumulative catch-up basis. Okay, actually 100 hours should be recognized at 140, so it would come to 14,000, and this 1,000 should be adjusted in the revenue column. I hope this was easy to understand, and definitely I'll be coming up with step 2. Please do subscribe and like, show some love, it's very important for me to continue my teaching. Thank you all so much.